They say that friendly competition brings out the best in us, but some of these athletes got themselves into some very unfriendly rivalries. Welcome to MsMojo, and today we'll be counting down our picks for the top 10 female sports rivalries.
Jocelyn Larocque pounding away too.
What do you think Kevin Dineen is thinking right now? Welcome to women's hockey.
For this list, we're looking at the well-known rivalries between female athletes. However, we're excluding professional wrestling rivalries as they are worthy of a list to themselves.
What a kick! Martial arts kick could be! Will be!
Number 10. Ronda Rousey vs. Holm, MMA. Mixed martial arts is one of the roughest, most violent sports going, and in the history of the Ultimate Fighting Championship, no match had ever been more attended than that between Ronda Rousey and Holm.
She's the one that touched me, and I told her that fake sweet act is, I see right through it. I really do. It was all fake.
Holm was a former 18-time boxing world champion, and Rousey held the Women's Bantamweight Championship, which she won in her celebrated fight with Miesha Tate. Left-handed Holm got in lots of hits early on, which left her victorious after 2 rounds. It was Rousey's first ever UFC defeat, and a vicious fight that led to an equally vicious rivalry between the two women. If they finally managed to arrange a rematch, the results could be even more brutal.
The winner and new champion, Holly Holm. How does that sound? What does this feel like?
Number 9. Veronica Campbell-Brown vs. Allyson Felix, track and field. These two Olympians are both impressive on their own, but their rivalry surrounding 200-meter sprints just makes them more intense.
An excellent run once again from Veronica Campbell-Brown from start to finish.
Campbell-Brown is a Jamaican sprinter and the winner of 8 Olympic medals, while American Felix is a 9-time Olympic medalist.
You see a little grimace on her face, but she lets the speed come out and relaxes her way to the Olympic trials win.
Regardless, one never really seems to have the edge over the other. In 2004, Campbell-Brown beat Felix in the Summer Olympics and then again in the 2008 Games. But Felix defeated her in the World Championships in 2007 and 2009 and in the 2012 Olympics. It looks like a rivalry won't be fading anytime soon.
That's only the 3rd time head-to-head that Veronica Campbell-Brown has bested Allyson Felix.
Number 8. USA vs. China vs. Russia, gymnastics. The United States and Russia have a long-standing rivalry dating back to the Cold War, but it got rather heated for female gymnasts at the 2011 World Gymnastics Championship, where they ranked 1st and 2nd, and again at the 2012 Olympics, where the two countries won medals in almost every category.
I feel amazing. I'm so proud of this team. I love these girls so much. They did amazing, and I can't believe we're Olympic champions. It feels amazing.
Russia ruled women's gymnastics for decades and has been building its team back up in recent years. Meanwhile, China cleaned up at the 2008 Olympics,
and boy, she has had a phenomenal Olympic Games,
which led to a fierce rivalry in 2012 that continued in 2016. This has left the 3 highly skilled gymnastics teams in intense ongoing competition with one another. Number 7. Tara Lipinski vs. Michelle Kwan, figure skating. By the time Lipinski and Kwan competed in the Olympics, they already had quite a history. In 1997, Kwan lost both the U.S. Nationals and the Champions Series final to Lipinski. However, she took home gold at Skate America in 1998, leaving Lipinski with silver.
Wonderful open extension.
In the U.S. Nationals, they skated against each other in both the long and short programs, and Kwan won 1st place in both, with Lipinski in 2nd and 4th place respectively.
This is terrific. Oh, I'm so pleased for her.
This history led to an intense battle in Nagano, where Lipinski took 1st place for the long program and Kwan took 1st place for the short program, though it was the former who ultimately won gold. The two were evidently very evenly matched, which only served to fuel the rivalry.
Tara Lipinski upsets Michelle Kwan!
Number 6. Canada vs. USA, hockey.
But it was absolute drama on the ice this evening. It couldn't have been closer.
As neighbors with a lot of shared culture and history, Canada and the United States have quite a heated rivalry when it comes to all sorts of sports, but especially winter sports, and the fiercest rivalry surrounds hockey.
Sticks come up, gloves come up.
In almost every World Championship and Olympics, the Canadian women's team and the United States women's team have faced each other in the championship game, and the two have only very occasionally lost to any team besides the other. The United States team won gold to Canada's silver in Nagano in 1998, whereas Canada have won gold to the USA's silver in all of the Olympic Games so far, except for at the 2006 Winter Olympics where the US took home bronze. The rivalry will no doubt continue for many years to come.
Who says there's no fighting in women's hockey?
Number 5. University of Connecticut versus University of Tennessee, college basketball.
We knew exactly what the game meant, we knew how high the stakes were, and we were loving the underdog role.
College basketball is no stranger to rivalries, and one of the fiercest in history was between the University of Connecticut Huskies and the University of Tennessee Lady Volunteers. The teams began playing against each other in 1995, and the intense rivalry lasted until 2007. For over a decade, they played each other at least once a year, and a third of the matches were in the women's NCAA tournaments. The team's respective coaches, Hall of Famers Gino Auriemma and Pat Summitt, also have had a bit of rivalry themselves, but they have since made amends.
People wanted to make it Gino versus Pat. So it stopped becoming Connecticut versus Tennessee. It became Gino versus Pat, Pat versus Gino.
Number 4. Venus Williams versus Serena Williams, tennis. Sibling rivalries can be tough in all families, but it's even worse when both parties are world tennis champions.
You're my only little sister because I have bigger sisters that take care of me. So anything I could ever do for you was made my heart happy.
As of 2016, Venus holds 49 singles titles, and her little sister Serena holds 71. They've been playing against each other professionally since 1998 and have faced off over 25 times since.
He was under immense pressure here. This was a good job just to get it down somewhat low.
Needless to say, their relationship is quite emotionally charged, but their rivalry doesn't stop them from playing together in doubles games and supporting each other's victories.
Wow.
And the sibling rivalry isn't the only rivalry Serena has engaged in. She also had a charged relationship with Maria Sharapova, another tennis champion.
Ooh, the crowd seeing that on the big screens, and they know it's far from over.
Number 3. Nancy Kerrigan versus Tonya Harding, figure skating.
Until today, she was thought to be a virtual shoo-in for the Olympics.
This is one of the darkest rivalries in women's sports. On January 6, 1994, Kerrigan was attacked and clubbed in the knee with a baton by a man hired by Harding's ex-husband.
And of course, in the weeks that followed, the world learned who was behind the attack. His name was Shane Slant, and he was part of a plot hatched by rival skater Tonya Harding's ex-husband.
With Kerrigan injured, Harding won the U.S. Figure Skating Championships title and went on to compete in the Olympics. The conspiracy soon came to light, and while Harding managed to avoid jail time, she was banned from the US FSA and stripped of the 1994 US Championships title. Kerrigan recovered in the meantime and was able to compete in the Olympics where she took home the silver medal. Harding only placed 8th. Number 2. Monica Seles versus Steffi Graf, tennis.
There's no doubt that these are two of the greatest players of all time.
Their rivalry lasted 10 years and was anything but sugar and spice, especially when a crazed Graf fan stabbed Seles during a match. Between 1989 and 1999, they competed fiercely, playing against each other 15 times, both of them winning Grand Slam titles, and both ranking number 1 at various points. Seles stole the number 1 title from Graf in 1991, and Graf got it back again in 1993, but only because Seles was forced out of the competition because of her stab wound.
Gunter Pasha, an obsessive fan of Steffi Graf, stabbed Seles with a knife during a changeover at the Citizen Cup in Hamburg.
Luckily, Seles recovered, and the two continued to play against each other until their final head-to-head in the 1999 French Open semi-final, in which Graf was victorious.
She's done it!
Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions.
She is decked out in black and put another gold around her neck. Lindsey Jacobellis reigns supreme in Aspen yet again.
Looked like they were taking their shin guards off heading home, but no, Japan still has one in them. Look at their ability to play in that pressure.
But another beautiful golf swing from Kari Webb here at 8.
Monica coming out looking sharp.
She went, I think, more for the music than the character, where I completely went for the character and I chose the pieces which are dramatic. I tried to tell the story.
Number 1. Chris Evert versus Martina Navratilova, tennis. Each a legend in her own right, Evert and Navratilova carried on a vicious rivalry for about 15 years. In that time, they played against each other 80 times, and 61 of those matches were tournament finals.
During this match, you can see Evert and Navratilova really fight for every point. Navratilova wins the first set 6-2, and then dismantles Evert in the second, 6-love.
The Women's Tennis Association was founded in 1973, with the WTA rankings introduced 2 years later. From 1975 all the way until 1987, one of the two consistently held the highest rank, for all but 23 weeks out of those 12 years. They switched back and forth multiple times after some incredibly intense matches, and it's no surprise that this is widely considered one of the greatest rivalries in sports history.
You know, she was such a champion emotionally. She was the best, I think, emotionally.
Do you agree with our list? What's your favorite female sports rivalry? For more captivating top 10s published daily, be sure to subscribe to MsMojo.
Is that the first time your camp thought that they had the perfect plan to beat me? I'm going to show you on Sunday why I'm the champ.